السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت، وعافنا فيمن عافيت، وتولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت، وقنا شر ما قضيت، فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك، إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت، تباركت ربنا وتعاليت، فلك الحمد على ما قضيت. نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك، وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. إن شاء الله.
We are reading from the book of creation. This is part, I think, 6 or 7. We are on page 4, and we will begin from the question and read the answer. The question goes, why do people believe in matter's eternity and attribute all species formation to random motions of particles or similar things?
Yeah. So maybe the emphasis needs to be done to random motions of particles. Random motions of particles. But they don't say purposeful motions of particles. None of the materialist people say, but it seems to be purposeful. No. It is random. It is natural selection. Whatever fits remains. Whatever doesn't fit doesn't remain. So if someone doesn't fit my mind, I can kill him. That is the political consequence of this understanding. They went to Australia after listening to the interpretation of certain philosophy, evolution theory, the foundations of it, the famous man Darwin, and went to Australia. The aborigines are not really developed human beings. It doesn't fit human society. Let's kill them. Millions of them they killed. Yeah, taking the justification from evolution theory. Still, they say we are superior, the others are not developed yet, especially these Muslim people. Oh, take you on. I'm not joking. Yes, don't be shy. Yeah, continue. Okay.
But that's social. And
yeah.
That's an interpretation based on the theory, the theory not itself.
Oh no, but that is supported. That is supported by the this idea of random motions of particles idea is strongly supported by political how do you say political agenda authorities or centers, because it was for their benefit. Oh, that's why they are still, they feel that they are indebted to this theory for this prosperity now. You know, everybody knows, but you know much better, the Industrial Revolution took place under colonization. Because they became suddenly rich, prosperous, so that they went into invention to develop more technology. Yeah, why do you think the most powerful of the time of the empire, the Ottomans, were defeated by the European military superiority? Because they didn't do any colonization. We have to be fair. Their politics was to this extent, to that extent, wrong, but they never did any colonization. That's why they couldn't compete with the European climb in prosperity due to the colonization, free income. Huh? So the politicians still support the same idea. Is there any any freedom of speech in science section? We have to wake up. No, you can speak against everything, but never criticize evolution. You are not a scientist. If you have another idea, yeah. Look in your shape. So, yeah, another idea, yeah.
But that may be a reason why politicians would want to believe, right, in this.
No, they don't believe. They just take up.
But I don't think that would answer the question of why scientists or philosophers
Definitely you are right. Definitely you are right. But what's going on in the world is the result of this understanding. We have to say, who is benefiting from the theory? That's another subject. Who is exploiting this theory for their caprices? We have to wake up. Okay. But it doesn't answer the question.
What do you mean by who's exploiting theory for their caprices? Like what?
For their
ego or caprices.
Yeah, in order to dominate people, feel superior. We have to know who is benefiting from it. Why do you think people support politicians, support this attitude of the scientists that whoever speaks against evolution theory, they just fire him from his job? Why? Do you think for nothing? They are innocent. They don't know what they are doing.
You're questioning authority. You shouldn't be questioning.
They are indebted to the theory. They have to support. They have to support. Their superior position is due to this theory. Oh, that is political side of it. But we are not there in this class. We are reading this for the theory itself. Is it legitimate? Is it rational to accept this theory? Yeah. But by the way, we have to be careful what is going on in the environment, social political environment that we are living. And also why this idea is still strongly and in a, how do you say it? There is a word for it. Never giving any way to the other options. How do you say?
Unyielding.
Unyielding. Why? Why do they support this? They don't give opportunity to voice to the people who don't agree with this theory, with this understanding. They just shut them down. There is no room for them, and the politicians support it. Why? I mean, we shouldn't be naive. Okay. Tell us. No, this is another subject, though for me it's very important. We have to know what's going on in the world. I mean, not, how do you say, local politics, but ideology of struggle or conflict. Who's supporting what ideology and what was the reason? We have to understand. Okay, that's another thing. Let's come to our subject. Why do you think people prefer to believe that every particle, the creation took place or existence took place, or the species are formed as a result of, we are reading the question, as a result of random motions of particles? Does it make sense? Is it the question? Or because as a result of this, what is happening in this world, random motions of particles are the reason for this universe and its existence and its order. It means every particle is Eve, although randomly, but acting in such a perfect way And we have to be thankful to the particles, random happenings of the particles. They take always the appropriate position, fitting position, survival of the fittest, yeah, fitting position, and that's it. We have to be thankful to them rather than we have to look. These are particles. They don't have any reason. We'll study. Why do you prefer?
Why do people buy into the notion that particles are the source of existence of the universe? Random.
And also, its order.
Yes.
Yeah, we are thankful to the particles to have this universe as it is.
I'd say because there's no other ideology or possibility that has been introduced. Maybe that could be one reason.
Introduced to the people in a reasonable way.
Yes.
Yeah. Just say that, oh no, you have to believe in God. No, God is all powerful. That's what the religious people's rhetoric is all about. God created the universe. These people are atheists. That is the claim. Of course, people on the other hand will laugh at you. Oh God, it is meaningless to say, God, where did you get this idea? They kept asking this. It is your own imagination. There is no such thing. God is, and there is a such thing which is called God and operating in the world. There's no such thing. What is God? Huh? Doing something? No. Particles are moving motions. Continuous, constant motions.
But the moment that you say random particles,
And the motions of particles, yeah.
Random motions of particles, and then you say there's an order, that seems like a contradiction in and of itself. Because if the motions of the particles are random, then how are they following in order? And if there's an order, then you cannot say that their motions are random.
Some very, very smart people wanted to justify it by explaining it that no, this order came out as a result of chaos. Yeah? Order out of chaos.
That's typical. Like science classes, you start as a freshman, that's what they tell you, chemistry, I remember. Big Bang Theory, everything came out of chaos,
Yeah.
That's indoctrinated into
what happens are happenings. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And they say, no, look at the universe now and benefit from it. Don't bother about the origin. No. There is no need. It happened to be like this. Whatever the reason.
The way it's introduced is really beautiful. Like, you're walking in as a freshman, taking chemistry, like, oh yeah, Big Bang Theory, you're taking notes and everything.
Or the things are evolving. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah, in biology, chemistry, physics.
Just need to undo that part. Unlearn it. Like, really, does that make
Okay.
sense?
It's a biased approach, but we have to see how it is answered there. Okay?
Answer. Reasoning or rational judgment does not always lead to belief. As being rationally convinced does not mean believing in God. Reasoning or rational judgment does not always lead to belief, as being rationally convinced does not mean believing in God. They cannot perceive their mistake, as their reasoning is based on a superficial view and imitation.
It means superficial view and imitation means being biased, approaching the subject with a biased attitude. Why? We have to study the universe as it is. We shouldn't go out. You shouldn't really reason the source, the cause, something which is beyond our perception. It means within the limitations of this universe. We cannot go beyond the limitations of this universe. That's the claim. So let's come back now.
In my reasoning, that's the claim, right? In my reasoning, I cannot go beyond the limitations of this universe.
Yeah, that's why we have to specify. Good point. Very good point. Reasoning or rational judgment of the people themselves with a biased understanding of background. It means we should not go beyond. Okay? Take care of.
Reasoning and biased understanding, like as in reasoning with a biased understanding, right?
Sorry?
Reasoning with a biased understanding.
Yeah. So look at the result. Don't see the cause, agent, origin, source. Don't look at that. Look at the result. That's it. Here I see a baby is growing. Let me see how it is growing within itself, within itself. Or let's see a plant is growing. Let me see how it is growing within itself, but attributing every result to its immediate cause, adjacent cause. Adjacent, the sequence. I mean, I wouldn't say cause, I would say following the order. Never questioning the origin of order. Never questioning that this element, particle, cannot choose by itself. It is no quality, no question there. Why? I have to see what is happening. But what is happening, what you are interpreting it, saying that it is happening by itself. It is giving a result of such and such things. That's what I am saying. But does it have the quality to be the cause of origin of this result? Or is it just, although I keep using the expression maybe 1,000 times now, although it is subject to the order, it is not free. It cannot do anything it wants. Even it had the will, even it had the intelligence, you cannot go out of the order, but obey the order, follow the order. You are bound with the order. Even human beings, intelligent being, cannot do anything without following the order. We are subject to order, to the order already existing. So, who is arranging all this? The particle is obeying a command. I'm using the word. It means obeying the conditions as they are given existence. As they are given existence. With the quality just to obey the order. And they don't have any free will. Even they have to obey the order. They have no choice. How can you attribute that the result is the work of this particle? How can you attribute it? Even as a human being, I cannot attribute. Okay, take this one.
Thank you.
I can
As a human being, I cannot
attribute results of my actions to myself as the source of existence of this action. Be careful here. For example, a simple example: when I walk, run, speak, think, I cannot say that I am choosing it because I have been given free will. So with my free will, I am choosing it, but I am not creating it. I am given this, I would say, opportunity or option. Thank you. I am given this option to choose between two options or more options. That's it. Given. I cannot make the order. I cannot change the order of the universe, although I have somehow free will, power, etc. I cannot change it. I cannot go beyond the order. I am given existence to follow the order. I have to question. Even with a free will, I cannot be the source of existence of anything. I am just the one who prefers to choose between already given options. How the particles can do that without any free will, inequality, power, knowledge, considerations for the future, having a purpose. I have to reach this purpose, so choose from the options, prefer to change it here and there. They have no free will. It is in the minds of the people, their own bias interpretation, that reasoning and rational judgment of this kind of people doesn't always lead to belief as being rationally convinced. They say they happen accidentally like this, randomly like this. Is it rationally convincing? Is it? The things are acting in order to give a purposeful result by themselves. Can you say, for example, the radiator is here and it is sometimes hot, sometimes not, because thermostat is there. Do you think the radiator itself adjusts itself by itself, or according to the principles I set for it? Which one? Different. It's just, I am, that doesn't say that, oh, this man is getting cold. Take pity on me and let me warm him up. Yeah. So that compassion, mercy. We have to really take pity on people and be compassionate to them. The iron is saying. So if I don't set the thermostat, if I wait for trillions of years, not billion, do you think the thermostat will get warm only once? Is there any possibility rationally? Only once. Trillions of years, accidentally, maybe it may become warm. Does it? No thermostat, no connection to the boiler.
I mean, it's broken.
It got rotten. It gets rotten. In 1 billionth time, it disappears as it is now, as iron. It doesn't need proof. It gets rotten. No logic, human logic says, one day it may warm up because it fits. In order to survive, it has to protect its existence and function. Yeah, not to die away or disappear. Function, develop, improve. The seed must become into a tree, otherwise it is new generation. How is it called? Sorry, it is? No. New generation, continuation of reproduction. What do you want? Everything they say is inclined to reproduce, but there is a word for it. Progenies, right? In progenies, for example, tree says, the seed says, I have to be a tree, otherwise I will get rotten and finished. So turn into a tree through the DNA structure so that the tree will produce new fruit and my generation will continue. No, it makes sense for a seed to do that. But does it make sense? Really? That the seed is really doing all these activities, and the DNA is functioning in this way in order to keep reproduction, because they say everything wants to remain in existence. They compete. The struggle, life is struggle. Those which cannot continue, it is progenies, they get distinct, so they have to struggle. Look at the logic. It says, oh yeah, they are struggling. Yeah? Animals are really mating and having children in order to say that, no, I shouldn't completely forgotten the new generation should keep me my heritage. That's why the birds and cats and dogs are mating. But on the contrary, some human beings say, come on, who's going to take care of the baby? Forget about it. Why should I have a baby and put myself into trouble? But cats are more reasonable, obeying one of the principles of evolution theory, not human beings always. Look at this absurd, absolute contradictory idea. Complete irrational, no evidence. Can you keep a cat when it is the season not to mate or look for its partner? Can you? Is it possible? No. Who's going to bother about the babies and young kittens? Forget. Is there any cat in the world? But some human beings are. So, the more rational, the more having tendency towards not bother about the babies. But the rest of the world are following the order as they are made. So they say, oh, because the animals and plants have the instinct to continue their generation. Why everybody wants to reproduce? Everything wants to reproduce as if they are choosing. If it was according to the choice, the human beings, with no exception, should do that. Like the cats, dogs, other animals, plants. Because human beings have the more obvious free will, choice. You see, contradiction, logically, completely absurd. You didn't get it.
I don't get it. No, I don't get that point.
If it was because they instinct that they have this ability, this capacity
Human beings?
to everything in the world as a result of choice, as no, I have to protect, or I have to continue my reproduction so that continue my generation, because they have to survive. If it is true for everything that they are choosing it, they themselves are doing it, they have no free will, but they are doing it. Instinct. Human beings also have instinct, and they have free will, the others don't. So what they do, this instinct may not work for human beings. It means choice is not enough. Even they had the choice. It means their instinct, their quality is set. They have to obey. But by what? Themselves?
The order is set in such a way.
Whatever the order is established by, it gave them instinct, not free will, so they have to automatically do it. Plants, animals, automatically. Why? Not that themselves, according to order. That's the will of the orderer, choice of the orderer. Their choice of the things cannot be the decision-making agent. Human beings they have the instinct, but they don't do it. Not all of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the free will, human beings.
Yeah.
Free will.
So the more free, they don't spoil their instinct. So plants have no freedom. They have to follow their instinct because they are set in this way. They have no choice. How can we say that this is the result of the random motions of their, let's say, particles of their DNA by itself? Happened to be in this way as a result of random happenings throughout the millions of years. The story, isn't it? Does it make sense? It's a story, just a made-up story or legend. What they say.
What did it say? I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
So they say that everything is the result of random motions of particles.
Even like the instinct,
Everything.
feeling within any.
Yeah, well, not even everything, because if there is an exception, one exception to this, it means one particle is really developing by its own choice without being subject to the order. Then there is no need to say anything to the Creator. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So human beings have the free will to either follow the order in terms of.
Or not to follow the order. I mean, we have to follow, but choice, options, this one or another. For example, have children or not have children. Option. Yeah.
Having the choice is part of the order.
Yeah, part of the order. Correct. Good point.
You have to follow the order either way.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you found yourself following the order. Because whatever you choose is the part of the order.
But the choice is not the
Creator.
Yeah.
Oh. What's going on? Excuse me. I have trouble here. It's a low battery, although it is on. Okay. Inshallah. Yeah, it won't die. Yep.
The initial premise of when it says the reasoning based on a superficial view and imitation, not going beyond the universe, like that decision to not go beyond the universe.
Why? Not going beyond the universe. What does it mean, not going beyond the universe? What do you understand from it? Let's go there. Why do they say that I should not go beyond the universe? Of course, as a starting point, they are right. Human beings should not bring a notion from outside of the universe that we can experience and then try to explain the things. For example, there is God. Where is it? Not in the universe. No. Beyond the universe. Now, and he's doing all this. This is not explanation. But on the other hand, what they say, I am going to, now it's, I think, your point. Continue. I'm going to explain.
Yeah. I mean, what I was going to get to was, not going beyond the universe to find evidence is the correct approach as far as finding the evidence for the conclusion.
Yeah. It means starting point.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you say, I'm not going to go beyond the universe at all, even for the conclusion, whether or not...
Logical conclusion says you have to.
Right.
No, I said, no. I will reject this logical conclusion as the source of existence of everything, including the whole universe, of course. So I will reject this conclusion even if my logic forces me to go to this existence. For example, this cannot come into existence by themselves. It's obvious. No one can give existence to itself. It's obvious. No one can claim that, yes, they are giving existence to something else or to themselves. No. The tricky language those people use is, oh, they exist. Yes, they existed infinitely. Why? Don't understand that some infinite existence. They are subject to change continuously. And how can you explain that something is continuously changing and not with their own will, and they have infinite existence and they are as if they are self-subsistent beings. They are subject to something else. So they have to exist according to what they are subject to.
When you take on the initial premise of not going beyond the universe at all for anything,
Even, we have to emphasize, even, continue,
conclusion,
sorry?
even the conclusion.
Which
even going
conclusion?
Your logical.
Yeah, not religious. Logical conclusion takes you there.
So then you get limited to the sphere of the world itself. Then you constantly have to make a horizontal relationship with everything. But at
It
the
means,
same time, you have to
what do you mean by horizontal? Yeah, it's a good one.
attributing the qualities to the things themselves.
Yeah, although it logically
It doesn't make sense.
doesn't make sense. Any action cannot attribute to the thing itself, because there is no logical reason that this thing is acting on its own and giving existence to itself. So this prejudice, this biased attitude doesn't lead to belief as being rationally convinced, does not mean believing in God. Now, because their biased attitude, I'm not going to follow my logical reasoning. I am just binding myself with the particles themselves, which is the universe, and then they pretend as if they are logically, rationally convinced. Of course, if they take it for granted, if anyone takes for granted that, now I have to explain the things as they are, never consult my logical reasoning, right? Even if my logical reasoning may say it is impossible, something like that, I will say, no, I must remain within the domain of particles. So since I don't see physically any agent coming and doing it, like the builder is making a building, so they say, okay, the building has been made by a builder. Yeah, because I've seen it. No, I haven't seen God making the universe. What about the concept you are inventing or imagining yourself? That there is such thing. But I'm not saying God is doing, so I cannot accept it. So this approach doesn't lead, as the text says, to believe in God. So they say, belief in God is not really convincing. Why? Because I don't see God doing it, something, whatever you call it, God, whatever it is, I don't know. But what I see, plants are growing. What I see, cats are mating and having children, protecting them, looking after them, feeding them, sacrificing their life for the kittens, their babies. It must be their instinct. Show me. Where is it? They are in the DNA. What is DNA? It is the plan instructed within their own being, but who made it? The one who gave existence to the cat put the plan in it, so that human beings will discover that it is a conscious choice. It is a conscious choice. Somebody arranged it. Something arranged. Sorry?
They say that evolution made the DNA the way it is.
So what is evolution? We are talking about it. Evolution is this the random motions of particles. We are arguing whether random or the motions of particles are random or they are following a certain order. For example, can you say that the seed is making the tree? No, because DNA is written there. For example, if this building has a blueprint plan, do you think the plan is making it?
What they say is that evolution got the seed to the place where it's this cycle is now happening.
Randomly happening. Yeah, that's what we have been talking.
Yeah.
Randomly happening. Is a randomly happening? It came into existence by itself?
No, the existence part now.
No. Why they have to follow the order? Do they have any choice not to follow the order?
No.
No. Do they are they the agent of the existence of the order?
No.
But so the plan, are they the agents of the originator of the plan?
No.
But they say it happened to be by itself, because if the wall wasn't here, for example, the house will be not complete. So the particles struggle, try and error. When the wall is established, okay, that is perfect, and let's stop. Do they have intelligence? Or do they follow the law, the principles in the order of the universe? Which one? Can they have first come into existence by themselves? Can they make themselves subject to the order? And as a being subject to the order, can they arrange the order to make it more and more and more perfection by itself? Do they know what perfection is? Do they have the quality to make it perfect? Or the better, they call it fitting position. What is the claim then? It falls apart. It is just made up story.
Yeah, we put it that way.
But what else? Is there any other way of explaining it, that the things have free will? They have their own qualities to give existence to themselves and follow the order and make an arrangement. Look, I'm going to do this. The next cell or next part of the DNA. Hey, you have to obey me, so that we have to survive. Make a perfect choice. We try with. When it works, stop. Even the human beings, without the headmaster, without the engineer, cannot make a simple building without the architect. And everybody acts by itself. What happens? You will never have the house built. They have to follow the same order by making an contract, or say, look, you will do this, I will do this, okay? And we will make it according to the order, right? They have to communicate within each other. So if I am here, I will make as I want. The other one is there, I will make it as I want. Do you think even they have the free will to make? They have to communicate. How many particles should communicate in order to make a cell and be fitting? How many? How many billion in human body?
I know there's a lot. I'm not sure the number, but it's a lot.
Billions. They have to act together to reach the perfection in a fitting position to survive. Don't you see the trick there? Logically impossible. Yep.
Perhaps this might even be another topic, but there are those who claim that evolution is the law that is set
Who put it? By? So this set by?
by the creator. So they going beyond the universe,
Yeah.
right? It's not limiting itself, but then the foundations of the theory itself cannot be as,
Yeah.
attributing the quality to the
Yeah.
particles. But then it does insuate a sort of perspective where, it's a fish eat fish world where the strongest, the best survivor is the one that makes it to the top, and everyone else kind of is there to rot.
Yeah. So, of course, everybody knows that there are such people as well saying that no, we cannot deny the reality, the logical reality or logical necessity of accepting that there must be an originator, there must be a conscious designer to design this. But the design itself is continuing. But evolution, what is happening in the universe is first continuously changing, and also in a way that, for example, every seed gradually developing and dying, gradually developing and dying, right? It means they don't have the free will by themselves, acting by themselves, giving the result of their actions as a result of their, say, actions. No. But being the creator of their actions, the results of their actions, they are subject to change, but order is continuously changing. It means the one who put the order is continuously in control. But the problem is, who is the creator of the new order? Because new order is a changed creation or existence. Who is the source of the existence of this new order every moment taking place? So it needs to be created, given existence. Yesterday is gone. Today needs to be created, given existence. So it means whoever is protecting this order or implementing this order must be continuously in control of it. Must be continuously in control. It means continuously recreating in an order again. Now, the established order of a moment in the universe is an order, yes. But how about the change in the order within an order? How are you going to explain that? Do you think the order itself changing itself because it is ingrained in them? So it must be then yesterday's universe must be the originator of the today's universe. Now, how can you explain that originator of the today's universe, which is completely different from the yesterday's universe? I mean, in a simplistic way, yesterday, the last moment's universe continuously changing. That's why we always in our classes emphasize on the importance of constant change in the universe. Necessitates constant control of the self-subsistent, self-existing, absolute source of existence. Necessitates for logic. One step better, saying that the things are created, at least they cannot really ignore the reality that things are given existence. It's better. Yeah, because it is logically consistent. It is a better human attitude, reasonable human attitude. But it doesn't mean that the order has been established and it is functioning by itself. It means every how do you say it, particle, let's say particle, is acting as an agent for its next situation, which is existed again. The source of it, I was always thinking this way. I always think in this way. What is the source of existence of what was the source of existence of yesterday? What is the source of existence of today? Because it's a different world. Everything changed. Make it easy. I say yesterday, today. Of course, we know that constant change. Okay. Source of existence. Source of existence. Because today is a different existence. I am a baby. I was a baby. Do you think my baby cells are making me get old and die? No, it is in them, of course, but there's another creation. I am not a baby anymore. What is the source of my existence right now? What is the source of existence of the universe right now? Right now. Now, if we say A is causing B, because A has given the capacity to cause B to exist, you have to say, okay, show me the ability in the A, yesterday, today, in yesterday, to give existence to B, today's universe. Is there any capacity? No, they have to obey the order. Now, the one who established the order, following the, established the order, making everything follow the order, but at the same time, demonstrating that it has a free will. Now, every time it is operating with his will, choice, it continues to change. It continuously changes the order because it makes its presence perceivable, understandable, rationally acceptable, easy to accept, makes its presence every day. If order was fixed once and for good, for example, look at it. People made the house, it is fixed, okay? So people made the program of the computer. Now it's fixed. Is there any change in the program? And the computer program continuously improving itself. Now they say, of course, your argument comes back here. They say the engineer made the program, or the programmer or the processor made the program in such a way that it will renew itself. Still again, the engineers giving the program, and it only acts within the given capacity, but it doesn't mean that it solves the problem of existence. It existed only once and finished, as the program is. But the universe is not existed only once and finished. The things are developing. And there are other things. We see that, yes, everything according to the order, but at the same time, the order is so much complicated that the things themselves, for example, if the tree, the seed, is given the potentiality to grow, right? The seed of the, okay. A child comes, or a goat comes and eats it. You see? It is in the order. Yeah, it means a new creation. It is not bound to exist, continue its existence forever. Now, It is a beginning, it is an end, and this beginning and then this end is momentarily taking place. Because the order is continually changing. Do you recall that? In our discussions, we say, yes, the universe has an order. Perfect, correct. That is what we observe and experience, but we forget one thing. And no one mentions this, those materialist philosophers, never say, or those people also who say that the universe is created by an agent, there's an intelligent designer, yeah, and it designed it, okay, that's correct. There's an intelligent designer. But why don't you take into consideration that the continuous act of creation and acts of creation again, bringing into, but I am not like as I was yesterday, bringing into existence, is also taking under the control of an intelligent agent. And this intelligent agent is constantly in the power to take care of the act of creation. So, yes, everything is in order, but in two dimensions. One dimension says, or if you like, refers the power of the creator. In another dimension, we call it time dimension. Time dimension two, the time dimension refers to will of the creator. One of them is power, the other one is will. So come to the miraculous word used in the Quran, qadar. Qadar is the source of two things. What is what? Qadar, qudrat, qadar, miqdar, measurement. Yeah, the Arabic word. So every moment the Creator says, we are sending down, revealing everything in its particular measurement. Yeah? In the Quranic expression, every moment, particular measurement. Qadaran ma'loom. Sorry? This describing? No. It is different. It's another different. I mean, in Ayatul Kursi, you can see the, how do you say, heart of the argument, right? So, it is a big subject. You know, nothing can act on its own, but as he prefers it. But what I am referring it is بقدر معلوم وما ننزل من شيء إلا بقدر معلوم. I think that verse was like this. When I think about it, it doesn't come. So we don't reveal anything but only within a measured, known measurement. It means everything has a near known measurement. It means time dimension in the eyes of the human being. In the eyes of the human being, we understand that there is another order within order, continuously. Both of them work together. Of course, the things cannot really do those things within themselves as an agent. No, they are passive recipients of the existence every moment. Can you say that my yesterday's existence created today's existence? وَمَا نُنَزِّلُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ إِلَّا بِقَدَرٍ مَعْلُومٍ. I think the verse was like this. If you are checking everything. Now everybody is Hafiz now. Yeah. Are you looking for this one?
I'm not sure which ayats from.
No. You have to check. You have to search for if you don't have the app. You have to check by using one word. Qadarin ma'loom. It must give you. I mean, if you are really curious about it, I can find you out very easily. But there is no need to confuse the video recording. I don't know how to manage with it. Right? It is active going to. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have to understand that Quranic language includes two of the meaning at the same time. One meaning refers to already existing order. The other meaning refers to continuous control of the act of creation within, as we call it, time. But the creator doesn't say it is time. It is a continuous act of creation.
Did you mistakenly say already existing order? Because that won't make sense.
Now, today, but it is about
It's given
the creator of the universe is, according to my perception, the source of existence of right now what I am experiencing in the universe as a result of act of creation. Now, I said, okay, but at the same time, continues. It means it demonstrates its act of creation taking place constantly. It means it is continuously action of the agent of all existence in both sense, space and time.
Yeah, everything is coming into existence right here and now.
Yeah.
By whatever I'm experiencing.
So this existence,
Mhm.
the source of existence is the one who gives existence to this one, but within another dimension of order. That's why we have to complete the picture. Otherwise, those people who say what Hatice said, that God set the order and is continuing, it means the universe is the agent of it is new creation now, every moment. Do we see any evidence in the creation that it is the source of existence of its new form? They are bound to follow two types of options or two types of act of creation, and every moment, whatever the perspective you look, you can say lots of examples in the Quran. You can look at the word as it is, saying that the sun cannot exist by itself, and the motion of the sun cannot exist by itself. That's the Quranic approach, both sides, space, time. Attracts human attention and to pay attention. Can the sun is the source of existence of its motion? No. So it is changing, not itself. It is being changed because it is subject to a new order for the next moment.
But when I look at things, I look at myself from moment to moment. Physically, when I look at myself, I'm not changing that much. I agree, over long periods of time, 10, 20 years, I change. But when I look at myself, I look the same. So I understand the point about the source of my source of existence is
continuously subject to change.
But when I look at myself, I don't see change. I see the same thing.
You don't see it. You don't see it. When you look at the screen, you don't see that it is how many times repeated by second. It doesn't mean that it's constant there.
Yeah, but I like a lot of things that I see in my physical world aren't changing.
Well, but they are changing. No, why? The season is changing, don't you see? So you don't understand that. Oh, okay. You missed a lot of discussions that we had. The change in the universe is not taking moment, is not taking spot by spot by spot, daily. Like this. You know, this hands of the clock here. Yeah. Look, every second it comes 1 point and wait another point and then another point. But the change in the universe is constant. That's why we don't see that we are changing. But when I look at my picture, when you look at your picture 10 years ago, Oh, it changed. It was changing. When did it change? Overnight?
Mhm.
No. Okay. When it changed? Every year? No, no. Wait. 1 year. It giving another existence? Is it? Every year?
No,
No.
it's
When is it? Day by day? Moment by moment. Which one?
a moment.
So seems to be slow. But I thought the change is so slow, but 70 years passed. I said, oh, it is too long. It has been too long. But I have been occupying a place in this room, not by myself, given existence, in this room, in this universe. But I'm changing. It is obvious. You see that. That's why, if you think that you are as if sliding on a icy place, icy, you cannot keep yourself. Yeah. So you are taken. You are being taken away as if you are kidnapped. Yes. So can you do anything? No. You cannot have any security to act now. So you don't know whether when you are going to be, your existence is going to stop. So you say, I am insecure in this world, but the order is so smoothly established that I feel secure in my existence. So I make plans even for 10 years future. Although if I see that I'm continuously being changed by something in this state, I feel very, very unstable in my existence. But in reality, our existence is not stable, but we are comfortable in it. Beautiful arrangement, conscious arrangement, according to needs of the conscious beings, human beings. So we feel confident.
That's helpful. Thank you.
That's interesting, isn't it? How wonderful the order of the universe is. Definitely. And the change in the order also is how wonderful. No.
Can we say that? I guess something that's throwing me off is the wording, and I don't know if it's just the wording, but like new order, right? Can we say that there's one order, but this order doesn't necessitate that the order must exist the next second, but there is new creation at every single instant.
Creation, correct.
The creation is constant and it is renewed at every single instant or continuously renewed. However, the order, as far as I observe it, is there. It's constant. As far as
Of course.
Otherwise, if I say that there is a new order at every single moment, then I have some trouble understanding that, because there seems to be a way in which the order of the universe functions. There's
correct.
The sun, there's a motion of the sun that it follows every single day, but I can't attribute the motion to the sun itself, but rather every single
moment
as being given to it instantly.
Yeah.
So then the order itself is constant.
Yeah.
But the creation itself is continuous. New creation.
Yes. Oh, that's a perfect wording. Yes. The creation is continuous. Act of creation is continuous, but the act of creation is continuous within measurement, showing that the creator is measuring everything, consciously choosing.
And because one moment cannot be attributed to the moment before, we can say that the order doesn't have to be this way. It can potentially, it can change, but it is being willed to be in a certain way.
Even it is accepted by materialist, atheist philosophers that there is nothing in the world which makes necessary for the existence of next moment. It is very well-known understanding and phrase used by even materialist philosophers. But since they realize this, Why do they choose? It's a very important question. Why do they still choose not to believe in a creator, which is omnipotent, absolute being, self-sustaining, self-subsistent being? Why do they not accept it? They say, no, we are philosophers. We think of the creation, or they don't say creation now, existence itself. We see that nothing can guarantees, necessitates the existence of next moment. It means their existence is given. You cannot attribute the existence of the tree to the DNA register, right? But DNA register is the heralder of the order to human beings. Look, it's going to be created by a one who knows what he is doing, and it's giving the news to you now by showing the plan. Right. So why they don't believe in that? They say, we are not interested in theology. We don't want to get into theology. And the theology says something which we are not experiencing. That's why the very, very famous, not that, but the famous one, Hume, no, that's apart from this. That's why when human reason, yeah, well, do you know Wittgenstein?
What's that?
Wittgenstein.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what he says in Tractatus. When it comes for the human brain, human mind, that human mind starts questioning about the necessity of existence of something which is not perceivable, observable, conceivable within the universe, is not within philosophy, the scope of philosophical studies. That is paraphrased, the very famous phrase again, if you know, a paraphrase saying that whatever the fish my net doesn't catch is not the fish. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? No. Whatever my net doesn't catch in the sea is not the fish. Fish, not the fish. Is not fish. Only the fish is what my net catches. Why? Do you understand? It's illogical.
My net.
Yeah, but I mean, net,
the net. Oh.
yeah, net catches the fish, you know.
It's not a-
If a fish is not caught within my scope of interest, I deny that it is a fish. Now, the material, it summarizes the fundamental frame of materialist philosophy. Whatever I cannot see within the universe doesn't exist.
And that's the scope of theology. That's the
Whatever it is not within the universe, doesn't exist. But the universe says and shouts, cries, look, I need to exist with the one whose power or quality is enough and necessitates my existence. I cannot exist by myself. They say, where is it? No, but you cannot describe it within the universe. The parts of the universe is shouting the necessity of its existence. Oh, no. If it is not within the universe, it is not within my net. Yeah, it's not a fish. It means doesn't exist.
I was thinking along that line about the first sentence here of how, even if you have these theoretical abstractions and arguments that have certain proofs that, can logically demonstrate why God must exist, if you don't have
A creator must exist.
If you don't have the experiential aspect of it,
Yeah.
it becomes it just becomes some conclusion that doesn't translate into belief. I don't know, for me, I think the experiential aspect, experiencing the universe, interacting with it, is a necessary part of that judgment as well. It's not enough to come to isolated theoretical abstractions. You need to be able to experience it as well and confirm it through your experience.
But when you experience something, yeah, correct, I agree with you. When you experience something, everything you experience tells that I have an agent to create me. When it is not, we emphasize on this phrase, which is not of the nature of this universe, but the source of existence of this universe. This expression is, priceless to me. Not nature of the universe, cannot be. Because the source of existence cannot have the nature of something which needs to be created, to be given existence. Do you understand this phrase?
Mm-hmm.
Cannot be of the nature of something which needs to be given existence, because it is the source of existence. So logic says there must be a source of existence. So looking for the source of existence not within the net, if you like, scope of the philosophy says, I am limiting my interest area. That's why. Why do they do that? Because they have no answer. Answer to not what religion says. No. Answer to what reasoning, human reasoning requires. Questions. What is the source of existence of this today? Yeah? The typical example we say, they call it causes. Order, parts of the order, be the source of existence of anything which we call effect. Cause of existence. That's why I don't use the word God. I said the source of existence of every particle at every moment. It is mind-blowing. Yes, I understand. But because we are talking about the necessary existence of the absolute being. You cannot comprehend absolute being. But it doesn't mean that you cannot affirm it is necessity of its existence. It is a completely different matter. Necessity of its existence. That's why Quran says you have to believe in ghaib. Right means not of the nature of this universe, but the logical conclusion. Belief needs logical conviction. Belief doesn't mean that physical experience. For example, I will have the pen in my hand, then, I believe that the pen is in my hand. This is a stupid language. I don't believe that the pen is in my hand. I know that the pen in my hand. This is not called belief. This is called knowledge. But the news given to us by the Creator says, no. Belief is not knowledge. Because I am not a part, as you said, part and parcel of this universe. I am not of the same nature of the universe. So you cannot know me as a physical entity, because I cannot be in the form of physical entity. Because the physical entity is my production of act of existence, act of creation. How can I be in the same form as my act of, as something which came out as a result of my act of creation? Now, why this idea is very prevalent in sincere believers in God, in Christendom, and why not very naive, very naive Muslim believers in God as well. They cannot deny in God because that's why they follow their religion, because if God exists, must be something, But we cannot really restrict myself to the limitations of this universe only. So, because logic constantly forces me to say there is a source of existence. Okay, I believe in it in the form of Christianity or in the form of Islam. Those people who speak on behalf of Islam, the Quranic teaching, they don't know the Quran. They are scientists. They don't really study the Quran, but they take their belief in God for granted. We will study this point next Wednesday. They believe in religion as taken for granted. So without evidence, right? It is another part of the discussion. We will come there. But why the Christians cannot have the option to say, no, this is a very limited, absurd idea. I mean, originally okay, but continuation of it is absurd. Why? Because their understanding of Christian theology says God incarnated into something which is within the universe, Jesus. They cannot go beyond it. Either they have to deny this theology and Christendom, Christianity, not Christendom, Christianity, or they cannot defend otherwise. That's why they say there is an intelligent designer. That's a very famous phrase, supported by the sincere Christian believers, but they cannot go beyond it. What is waiting, still waiting for scientists who have access to the Quranic teaching and pay attention to the Quranic teaching, fundamental teaching, just for a while, study this, stop this scientific research you have been doing for 20 years, for God's sake, take 2 years off and study the Quran. No. Obsessed by their profession, nothing else, and then speak on behalf of Islam and said they share the same idea. The order of the universe is set by God, and that's it. It's working by itself, alone, independently from the will of God. And they never take notice of the persistent new creation, order of new act of creation taking place, demonstrating that I am in control. Whoever gave existence to the universe. So it is an unfortunate case now. I hope the people will wake up. Those people who are studying science, doing research in science, how are they going to interpret their findings, material findings in the labs, and according to which ideology? The atheist, materialist philosophers restricted themselves within the conditions of the material, physical world only. And if something goes beyond this, I am close to that. It is not my field. Run away from it. And the most intelligent philosopher, one of them is this guy I mentioned earlier, when said this one, come on, throw the book. You are stupid. You are just, when you cannot answer the question, you say, oh, this is not my field. Are you a plumber? When I say there is an electrical problem, no, I am not an electrician. You are talking about the existence of the whole universe and claiming that I can explain the existence of the universe. You have to answer the logical question. They ask themselves, ask the question. Doesn't answer. Strange, isn't it? How human beings really condition themselves and not be free thinkers, free themselves from all restrictions. See, is it possible?
seems like nobody can explain the existence of this universe. Like how did they?
But within the universe, existence of the things, particles, within the universe, existence of the motions of the particles within the universe. No one is, no one was, is, and will be. Because nothing in the universe has any trace of sign that they are the source of their own existence.
Just wondering, when scientists are doing research, the end goal is already put up there like a biased one within the universe. We have
Yeah.
to find out.
Yeah. That's
So
why
it's like
there needs a sudden crack. It means they call it paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Well, there should be a paradigm shift. For example, for how many centuries the Newtonian understanding of mechanical world prevailed among the scientists, and they followed that one. And then it was very difficult. They say it changed into another form of universe. But anyway, we are not studying science or terminology of philosophy here. And then another interpretation and physical demonstration came out, and it took centuries to change. It took centuries to change. So it's very famous, very famous.
Here's
Yeah.
my question.
Yeah, but those paradigm shifts it's very difficult and a long time. But that is also true for us. If we have been trained in a certain culture, Christian, Muslim, Jew, Buddhist, whatever, the paradigm shift to make a paradigm shift for ourselves, hard, I'm looking at you, hard, painful, and costly. You know, maybe you are in a good shape with your family, relationship with family, are you?
Yeah.
The good one, we are arranging them nicely. Huh?
I think.
Lots of people are suffering from it.
Yeah, I think open thought is always encouraged.
Your parents.
Yeah.
So they are open. How religious they are, practically. God, you are lucky. Lucky. I hope I had the same parents with no following any certain culture, religious culture, and imposing on me. What my luck was, if you like, there is no luck. What was? My parents were blunt, uneducated, ignorant, but have good faith, but didn't know what to say. But there are some people among us whose parents are knowledgeable, no religion. Very difficult to get out of this pattern. Make a paradigm shift. Extremely difficult.
Right.
So your parents were not that. So
Well, I think
it's not easy transition.
My father's somewhat atheist, so then the idea that there's a God was difficult for me for a long time.
So yeah.
That's where the difficulty.
Yeah, understand this, but they didn't really oppose it. But I know, you know as well, many people are suffering from the change they decide to make in their life and really encountering with a very strong, heavy reaction, opposition within their own family circle. They are, but even you come from a Muslim background. If you say, look, I don't really believe, as you describe, who God is, no, I don't believe that. And I'm going to follow my way. The same reaction will come from the Muslim parents and relatives. They will always look at you in a strange way, as if somebody who has gone astray from the right path. Right path is, in inverted commas, right path their understanding of cultural religion. It's very difficult. We must admit that. And this transition is painful, very painful. Okay, but at least they believe in God or something. But I'm not saying I'm happy that your parents or your father, okay, your father was an atheist. No, I'm not happy with it. But at the same time, it was good for you to make the transition easy.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
We have to understand this kind of difficulties. That we have to struggle and be consistent. And inconsistent with what? Looking for truth. What is acceptable, reasonable for me to accept and follow? Okay, let's read the paragraph. Okay, they cannot perceive.
They cannot perceive their mistake, as their reasoning is based on a superficial view and imitation.
Now it means, and we call it superficial view and imitation is the language of the author. But how we understand this, their bias, limited definition of their interest. Yeah. When they find the food ready on the table, they thank their wives, husbands, parents, whatever, and they don't say, it is within the order. Why should I bother about my parents to prepare the dinner? They say, oh, you did it. There's an agent. But we know that the food had already existed, and the parents did not bring the food into existence. They just used the order in order to make the food. And we say, oh, you did something, eh? Thank you. At least, human beings are not the creators, but they are users of the order. What is already created? They cannot create fire, they cannot create food, they cannot create water. Yeah, they cannot create their abilities, but there is a will there to prefer it rather than sitting in the house and watching TV. They prefer to prepare the food, and you find it, you thank him. But every day there is a food of the creation, new creation presented to us. We don't thank. Got it? They say, it is not of the same nature of the food, so I'm not going to thank my mother. Example. But they don't do that in their practical life. They thank their mother. They thank their mother. But when it comes creation, I don't see the mother. What is it? You found the food on the table. Let's say mother is not there, sleeping. Yeah, you arrive at home late. So there's no mother here. Why should I be grateful to my mother? Just prepared, not created. But they are experiencing new act of creation every moment. They say there is no agent. It happens by itself. Isn't that human contradiction? What do you think? Bias. I'm not going to accept. When it comes to creation, I know I'm not going to accept. When it comes to, for example, having the ready food, they accept. When they go to restaurant, what do? They pay. Why do you pay? It is the order containing itself. Yeah? And just the random motions of particles. Why do you pay? No, there is an agent. Prepare the food for me. But there is no agent. Prepare the food of today's existence for me. No agent. how consistent logic it is. Doesn't make sense. It is against human nature, against human capacity, not human nature, human capacity. My capacity says no, there must be an agent for the existence of today, today's universe. Crazy.
Yes, crazy.
Crazy, I mean, stupid for a human being to follow this understanding.
The analogy that you gave about, we're just users. We're not creating. We're just, choosing our will.
No, which is already exists among,
The options that are
from,
available.
among, which is given to us, created,
Yeah. So
given
like,
existence.
even like you said that there is a will there to prepare food. So I have the choice, right, just to follow that order and preparing food. There's a will, but the order is already established. So there's a will in that regards. Or when I'm utilizing my free will, I'm just obeying to the will of a conscious source as well.
Yeah. Now we look the conscious source. Yeah, good way of putting it. Your language is clearer, perfect. I'm fine. So I'm thankful that you are you or Aishan or whoever they puts it in a proper English. I'm very happy to see that. Okay. Perceive. It means, what was this? I see. Superficial view and imitation, correct. But on the base of the superficiality, bias you can find there. The limitations of that they put their net, if you like, their castle in such a way that this castle walls should not allow go into the creator. So I belong to the creator. I didn't happen by myself, randomly. So they have to thank him. They are kind enough to thank their wives, husbands, whatever, right? But they are not kind enough, the one who gave them existence. They say, no, it happened by chance. Obvious, apparent contradiction.
That's a very interesting point, actually, because now I'm thinking, just looking at the latter part, as the reasoning is based on a superficial view and imitation. So if your end goal, like we're just saying, scientists want to discover how the universe comes into existence, just within this universe. Similarly, I may be just wanting to do something by limiting myself to just wanting things as just within the scope of this universe, then I won't be able to even perceive my mistake. Like, if my end goal is set just within this universe, then I won't be even able to perceive my mistake. So the reasoning being based on a superficial view and imitation has to do with my limited view of what I want, which is if it's just based on within the scope of this universe or within my interest area, like you were saying about the philosopher.
Like putting yourself in a cell, in a cage, in a box. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing a video prepared by a famous atheist. Put some people in a cage, and these people go, "Oh, there must be a God." It's a very obstinate voice. These people deny God. How come they do that? And he says, "Hey, these religious people like those people in the cage, without realizing he's in the cage of bias." That he's seeing himself in the mirror. That he's like that. And he's a clever guy, very clever, that's a smart guy. So I'm sure he knows that he's in the cage. the cage, the boundaries, the walls he himself established in it. He doesn't want to go out because he's making enormous amount of money with his stand. That's one thing. Yeah, enormous money. And also he's very famous because he is the one who challenged the religious people. Now, he's knowledgeable, he's smart, he makes logic, but in order to put himself into his own cage, justify it. It's very clever in justification. But it is obvious when you really think about it, he's playing with the words. Always he's playing with the words. It's a very, very clever way of really twisting the words. Very, very clever guy. Twist the word. I said, why don't you use this intelligent honestly? Let's give it to you to be used honestly. Don't sell out yourself. You are a smart guy. Don't sell out yourself because of the fame and money. I'm sure he's clever, and I know, you know, everybody knows, I think, who I am talking about, famous, that continuously, you know it, yeah, continuously keeps making video recordings and speeches. I've got for each program on TV he gets, I don't know how much money. And fame is very bad. If you say I believe, and with real, that is what my logic forces me to do, then he will become an ordinary man, a religious man. Everybody says, in America, everyone is religious anyways. Everyone believes in God, and you are one of them. That's it. Okay, everybody is responsible for his own choice. Free choice. Let's finish the paragraph at this. Oh,
No,
yeah. Okay, no, we are really beyond time. Okay, let's finish the paragraph.
If they inquire into the matter closely in pursuit of the truth, they will see how illogical and irrational such a belief is.
Yeah, because they bound themselves with the limitations, so they are not free. Because they made themselves hard. They put themselves into the cage of limitations of the field of philosophy, and said that I'm not going to go into religion at all. They may be justified because of the way the religion is presented in this day. I keep saying that if I go to the masjid, listen to Friday sermons, I will never be a Muslim at all. Impossible. I will just say these people are stupid and walk out. If I follow the path that my parents followed, I will never confirm it. Oh, I'm different. My father is okay. My mother is okay. This is their capacity. But for me, no reason. Why should I do that? It's not presented in a logical way. Everybody, all people, mostly speaks on behalf of religion, starts constructing their language with what? God, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? God can do. God is going to do. God is going to reward you. God is going to punish you. Where? Oh, no, not here, in the hereafter. Where is it? Oh, no, when you die, you will see. It will be too late, man. Are you cheating me? If there is such a being who wants me to acknowledge him, he must make his existence understandable, perceivable, acceptable while I'm alive. While I am alive, there is no sign, and I will learn after I die. Then he says it is too late. The same source, the Quran says, it will be too late when you die. Yeah, this very famous, the day comes and no excuses will be accepted anymore. When you die. Okay, I'm responsible to believe that I will be resurrected. When? After I die. How can I confirm it? When you die, you will see it. But the same source says, but your repentance, your acknowledgement, if you do, we will practically you will do, will be too late, not to be accepted. Yeah, then you must tell me while I am alive. You must demonstrate me while I'm living that resurrection and day of judgment, as they call it, must take place. While I'm living, you tell me. So people saying that, it's, I don't know if someone follows this, still saying that, look, some things that we cannot experience in this world must be subject to belief, such as resurrection, day of judgment, paradise, hell, punishment, reward. And how can I confirm it? No. You have to believe. Why? No base. And this kind of presentation of belief makes you atheist. That's why I don't really blame atheists. Who made you atheists? Your presentation of religion contradicts in a very simple base. Contradicts itself. You say you will be responsible for a day after death, and you have to believe it. And how can I believe in it? Oh, you have to believe it because after you die, you will see it. And at the same religion says, I'm just repeating, but when you die, it will be too late. Do you understand that? When there are many verses in the Quran, do you see the contradiction? Do you see the self-contradiction? It's so stupid, idiotic. And that is the generally accepted, of course there are exceptions, prevalent presentation of religion among the believers. How can you solve this problem? Either you have to take up your own initiative and start making research by yourself, stop following the tradition, cultural religion, you establish your own self, or become an atheist. There is no other way. Do you understand? Did I make clear? No? Yes? Not clear? Yeah. Think about it. Watch the video again. Because it's so clear. Do you follow? Did you follow what I said?
I followed a lot of it, yeah. But I think I'm going to watch the video again.
Yeah, I think so. Because it is so... was it clear? Yeah.
From what I understand, so there's kind of like two different extreme approaches.
Yeah.
If we go back to that example with the philosopher, so you're on a boat.
Yeah.
You have your fishing net. One guy says, "Oh, there are tons of fish in here," but he doesn't use his net, and that seems to be kind of like the approach of like believe, it exists because it says so.
Mm-hmm.
Like there must be. I just
That's it. Yeah.
because
this is my
someone said
religion.
so.
They said that I have inherited this religion from me. Although Quran keeps saying that do not follow your parents if they don't give you a convincing, satisfactory answer. And they say, okay, we believe, we have faith. Christians say the same thing. Have faith. What? And a reason? Have faith. It's not a matter of reason. Faith is not subject to reason. Isn't that just escaping and contradicting yourself. Okay.
And then the second guy, he uses his net, and then he says, yes, only these fish exist in this entire pond.
Ocean, yeah.
Wherever, yeah, in this
Yeah.
entire body of water, only the 3 that I caught
Yeah.
right now, these are the only ones that exist.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess the most logical approach is saying, okay, I've caught these 3 fish, maybe they're baby fish, their mothers must exist, there must be other fish.
Yeah.
Kind of like making inferences, the example is limited,
Mm.
but there must be other fish in this body of water other than what I've captured
Yeah.
here. Because of what I've captured, I know that there are other.
So we should not go into these two contradictory positions. One is not limiting myself with the way that the religion is presented to me now. The other one is, because it doesn't make sense when you think about it, go into atheism. So what the most reasonable way is to make your own way. Think about it, use your capacity, don't go to the extremes, be in the middle way, make a research. You will be convinced that really resurrection must take place. Before you die, you really get conviction. Just study. Oh, watch the video, study. Resurrection. How many videos we made? 30.
Epic. Can't even remember.
Yeah, almost a year. So it takes time, but it is 2 hours long. I don't know. I cannot really go that far. It is boring. All right, then you have to go into these two. Both of them are equally wrong. Equally wrong. It's a very frightening sentence. But those people believe in God. But which kind of God? They don't know. They don't present you. Which God is it? It's our religion. It's our religion. Everybody said it's our religion. No one says my religion is wrong. Or I follow this religion, but there is another religion better than mine. Have you ever seen anybody? I follow this religion, but I'm a Buddhist example. But Islam is better. Is there any Buddhist like this in the world? Well, I follow Islam, Buddhism, but Islam is better than Buddhism. But I follow Buddhism. Is there any such people? So when we say that I really sincerely believe in Islam, I'm saying. And the Buddhists also say, I really sincerely believe that Buddhism is the best way to follow. But what is the difference?
It's interesting. People, that's why they try different things. I mean,
Yeah.
they must be following something. Oh, really? You're this? Oh, let me try fasting. Let me see that. I mean,
Yeah.
You're always in search of something.
Yeah, that's what the guy did next to you, sitting next to you. So you understand that we have to have a free approach. Use your qualities, but if you see something acceptable, reasonable, that you can confirm, you can accept, take it. Don't throw everything into the trash can or dump it. Don't. If there is something reasonable, acceptable, take it. But don't take it whatever is presented to you, even if it doesn't make sense to you. You have to wake up. Let's finish the paragraph. Okay.
If they inquire into the matter closely in pursuit of the truth, they will see how illogical and irrational such a belief is.
Freedom. Freedom is needed. Freedom is really to be used. We have to be free.
If, despite this, they still hold such a belief, they are heedless of the Creator.
It means they conditioned themselves not to pay attention to what the universe points to, right? In the existence of an agent who is constantly operating in the creation, who is absolute. It means not of the nature of this universe, because universe is not absolute. It needs to be brought into existence. If something is in need of being brought in the existence, it cannot be the source of existence of anything. So it cannot be the source of the existence of the universe. That's very simple logic. Do you follow that? Very simple, no?
No.
Oh, you in this class you have to be absolutely alarmed and alerted. No, not falling into like this. It doesn't work. Okay.
Such a strange deviation.
Yeah.
How can those who find it hard to accept the eternity of God, the glorified and attribute creation to Him, although eternity and creativity are among the divine essence indispensable attributes?
It means, but read the sentence in a reverse way. If you say that I am convinced that there must be a creator, this is divine, it means cannot be describable within the conditions of this universe. This source of existence must have eternity and must have creativity. It must create active. Reverse this thing. So we have to, when we are reasoning, we have to reverse the sentences also. It is a principle also when you are reasoning about the message of, for example, the scripture, for example, especially the Quran, with original form is preserved. So when you can question the Quran, but when you are reading the Quran, you have to be careful. There are lots of verses concerning belief needs to be read reverse direction. Why? The creator, the speaker in the Quran speaking to you, you are the receiver. You have to look at the reasoning from your perspective. He is speaking to you from his perspective. You have to listen to him from your perspective, such as, very simple example, not make the things complicated. He says, I created the world as the creator of the universe, yes? As the speaker in the Quran. I created the world. What did you say?
The world was created.
No, the word must be created by someone, and this statement is true. You see, reverse reading, do you notice that? Reverse reading? Most of the sentences, let's say, verses of the Quran concerning belief matters, which are the majority, the great majority of the Quran, must be read in reverse way. Okay, that's a simple example here. Yep.
So I'll read the last sentence again.
Yeah.
How can those who find it hard to accept the eternity of God, the glorified, and attribute creation to Him,
Well, it is hard to accept, they say. Yeah. Okay.
although eternity and creativity are among the divine essence indispensable attributes?
Yeah, but I mean, if you go into the area of accepting that logic says there must be a creator, you must take notice of that. When you say, as soon as you say the creator, you have to think of the quality of eternity and creativity, because absolute power, yes, absolute self-existence and absolute power. Otherwise, even you may say there is a creator, but this creator is not correctly defined, so it doesn't make sense. So when you think of the creator, it must be defined as eternal and creator, right? Otherwise, it cannot be the creator, just we said. Just earlier, maybe 1 minute ago, we said, look, if there is a creator, it must have this quality. If you are thinking of a creator without this quality, it means it's not a creator. Cannot be the creator by definition. By definition. All right.
Although eternity and creativity are among the divine essence indispensable attributes, they
Yeah, it means creator's attributes must be, how do you say, alongside with these qualities. Otherwise, it cannot be the creator in your understanding. Mhm.
So those who attribute creation to the creator but not the attributes of eternity and creativity, then how can they attribute eternity and creativity to countless particles and helpless things?
Yeah, if they cannot say, one cannot think that the creator of the universe must be eternal. Okay, how do you say that the particle is eternal? As an alternative. Yeah, so if you say that the source of existence of this universe is not the creator, it just set the universe into motion and left it. And how can you say that the particle is continuously recreating itself in a different form?
And not just one particle.
And one particle, I mean, there is no number for it. How can you say that the universe or the matter is eternal? What is that? Where is eternal in the universe? What kind of stupidity it is? There is no eternity in the universe. That the particles are eternal.
It's like calling the plumber to fix the faucet, but you know that he can't fix the faucet and you expect the faucet to fix itself.
To be fixed. Oh, no,
Right.
this, yeah, if you say plumber couldn't fix it, but the faucet fixed itself. Plumber couldn't fix it. Yeah. So, look, we can read the example, last paragraph. Okay, let's just read it because the time is really late. Yeah.
Recall this well-known incident. Once, people were scanning the sky for the new crescent moon to mark Ramadan's beginning. An old man claimed he had seen it, when what he had really seen was a downward curving white hair from his eyebrow. It is that hair-like thing that blinds people to the truth.
Yeah, look, blind people, what's that? That blinds people to the truth means their own imagination or philosophy makes them blind to the truth. What is their own imagination? I am not going beyond the physical world as in order to look for the existence of the physical world. Why? If the physical world cannot give existence to itself, you have to question, you have the reason, you have the capacity to question it and find it. Okay? So let's see this one a minute.
Humanity is of noble character by creation. While pursuing truth, people sometimes encounter falsehood and keep it in their hearts. Or while digging out the truth, they come across misguidance and, supposing it to be the truth, accept it.
And without questioning the legitimacy of the conclusion they arrive. This is a simple example to what was established or said in the previous paragraph. Inshallah, let's, because do you have page 5? I have. It starts another question next week.
Just a little sum up of this last sentence that was read.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I guess just free yourself from any kind of dogma, ideology, or whatever notion that you have preconceived or just accepted without any confirmation or personal evidence, then yeah, then you are bound to
Limit
counter-
yourself with
yeah.
your own cage.
Yeah.
Yep. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. تفسير سورة الحمد.